I've been a big fan of crime films. For many years. I think most people, cinema fans have been. But I've also been a big fan of verite cinema, social realist cinema. And, love the rich characters and the setting of those kinds of films. So I wanted to see if I could take the characters and the settings of one and give guide them into the narrative structure of another and, see if that could work. So that was the basis for writing it.
And did it take a long time to write the script? Because it combines a lot of different elements. Was it something you worked on and refined? And also, did it change when you started casting or making casting suggestions?
Well, no, I mean, it's a continuous process. It's it's always in a state of flux until the moment that you sign off on the finished film. Initially, I would say that it probably took 3 months working in the evenings to write, but then it took a long time to finance the film, which I was doing for a long time with Gareth Pritchard at the side of you here. And over that period, it would just change. Whenever I'd tinker with it, I'd I'd have ideas. So that period, it allowed for that, if that makes sense. When the cast came on board, there are changes that are made, and there's changes, they're made organically. They bring so much to the table, just bring everything alive, and so there are changes at that point. Even if they're small, they're so significant. But yeah, so it's constantly changing throughout the process.
Well, let's go to a producer. What kind of production was this?
It was a dream from start to finish, as they all are. No, it was good. It was good. We had 5 weeks, which is not a long time. The first 4 weeks were wonderful. Then we had a week of night shoots, which gets a little bit more difficult. But it was. I like to think that I think there's some of the crew here tonight still. I hope they are anyway. And I think everybody had a good time. I genuinely think everybody had a good time. But it was tough.
What was it about Luke that made you want to cast him in the lead?
I've got
Block your ears.
To be honest with you, it was after meeting him and after going through what isn't exactly an auditioning process, but was at the same time. It was it was someone that myself and Gareth and Ed, we definitely had in mind. Luke among maybe a couple of other people, but when we met him for it and just did kind of a audition, it was absolutely perfect. So we when you see it,
You know what? Sorry.
It's the right
Sorry.
person.
Oh yeah, I thought there was a .
No.
Sorry. Well, Luke, how was it for you?
To make or to watch? To make. That's better, isn't it? To talk about. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed meeting Rowan the first time I met him, and I enjoyed reading the script. I thought it was great, and I liked the fact that it had a lot of ambition to it, and it felt like a sort of a film I hadn't seen before, maybe made recently in England, and so I thought it was an exciting thing to work on.
Well, it's also a film about friendship, so you four guys have obviously had a bit of work to do. I mean, how did you put the effort in there? What did you do to get into character?
Should we do it together? We all just sort of hung out, and from very early on we just sort of became mates, and we used to like jam in Luke's room and smoke cigarettes, and we were just sort of hanging out together, and yeah, we got on really well, and I think that really helps. And all like the cast, like everyone really gave it their all the time, and it really makes a difference. That there's no one when the camera's not on them, looking at their phone or just doing nothing.
Yeah. I was just agreeing with you, that's all.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Does anyone else want to say something?
No, I don't have to.
Oh yeah, go on then. Yeah, no, it was wicked. I mean, right from the off, when I first met Rowan, it was clear that that's what this film was really about. It was about the friendship of these guys and the loyalty they have to each other. So I thought we were all quite keen in the start to try and really make that as real as possible. I remember Jared came all the way over from Manchester to Leeds to come to the pub with me and my mates to watch the rugby, which was cool. And then we had a poker night, didn't we, around my house, just trying to get us. Yeah, all right, mouth. But yeah, we just tried to really early on to bond as much as possible, and we had a good laugh, didn't we? It was cool.
I wasn't there in that podcast.
You were invited.
And how's the experience for you? Because it's a very interesting part, because you have quite a lot to do with the story right at the very end.
Oh, you mean being part of it? Yeah. Oh, I was so glad to be a part of it. I thought she would have been a massive wuss if she hadn't have got involved. I really liked her because I remember when I first met Rowan, he was like, she's one of the lads. This isn't a really girly girl, and she's got a lot of strength. And I think that's what I liked about her, because I just didn't want to be the blonde idiot in the corner. And Rowan made that really clear. So it was yeah, three-dimensional. So it was lovely to play somebody that, you know, had a mixture of strength and warmth and was very open and generous person and was very in love as well.
Our casting director, Matt Weston, he sent in the script, and Timothy got back to us within a couple of days and said that he'd absolutely love to do it. He'd love to meet to talk about it, and if he could work it around his schedule, then he would do it. I mean, it was literally that simple. Yeah, and he was fantastic to work with, you know, and I think he was having a great time. He was working under very difficult circumstances. He had a very small break in his schedule, so between you know, him and Luke, they had 4 days together, and they were exceptionally tough days, but you know, both of them got, you know, they got stuck in and they, you know, worked their hearts out on those scenes. So you know, I was very proud of both of them.
Were all those scenes as written? Did you improvise at all? Or?
I think they were pretty much as written, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's little bits, there's little things that are, you know, coming in and out. Yeah. Oh no. I mean, that's it. Yeah. There's a I mean, in those
In the
scenes
police,
particular,
in the police station,
yeah.
it's pretty much a script, isn't it? There is
Yeah,
a bit
absolutely.
of stuff.
Yeah, that's more a script, but you know, some of the other scenes, you know, but especially between the lads when they're just showing, you know, the kind of relationship between themselves, they, you know, just all, you know, just yeah, they would improvise, they would throw things in there, you know, mainly insults. But, well, I mean, you know, the actual technicality of the things. Stuart's there, their cinematographer, the fantastic cinematographer. I didn't think I'd be able to recognize him because he's not wearing his beret. But you know, we talk a lot. I mean, you know, we spent a lot of time, you know, talking about this film, talking about how we want to do things, how we want to identify characters, how we wanted to follow them in their moments and things like that. You know, the technicalities. I suppose you're talking about using diopters and things like that. I mean, that, you know, very much comes from the expertise and the skills of Stuart. We, you know, worked together very much about, you know, how it was all, you know, going to look and going to be. He knew what I wanted to do, what I wanted to achieve, and he achieved it, if that makes sense.